Hello, my name is Dan McDuff, and today I plan to talk to you about the props we're going to be using in our production, the Lifehack. So first we're going to be using my laptop down here. Basically it's a gaming laptop, it's used for editing as well, and we're going to use this as a prop, as a screen that keeps appearing throughout the worlds, and he can teleport, the main character can teleport through them. So this is going to be one of the screens we use. We're also planning to use it for a comedy aspect where basically our idea is we're going to make a joke about how gamers like to keep their PCs really cool, and we're going to make a joke about having the laptop in a fridge. So that should be a comedic aspect to the film. We're also probably going to be using my phone here and also my iPad, where I currently have no idea where that is, but we're going to use those basically for extra screens, mainly because they're more portable. For example, we can hang the iPad on places because of the cover it has on the back, and the phone and the iPad are both are very small, so we can have them portable. We can use them as members of public, and you get sucked in. So for example, someone could be on their phone walking down the street and he could be sucked into their phone. So it's that sort of idea. That's the reason we want to be using these sorts of devices and not only the laptop. Or for example, my screen's over here. Basically, I won't show you because it's really messy, but I've got my PC set up over here, and basically so I've got my PC and 3 monitors. These are also going to be used for the gaming setup, the main character's gaming setup, because it looks like a modern aspirational gaming setup that the target audience would relate to, and it also counts as screens that the main character is going to be able to go through, and therefore it would be very useful to be able to use this as some of our props. We also plan to use Doritos and Mountain Dew, and the reason we're going to use those is because they are comedy MLG gamer snacks. It's kind of a joke between gamers who joke about being MLG and using Doritos and Mountain Dew for being MLG. So we thought we'd use that as another comedy aspect and something that the target audience can relate to because they'll understand what we're on about. The other props we're going to be using are probably going to be Fran's gaming setup, because that is another gaming setup we can use, and so exactly for the same reasons as we're using my setup, just we're going to be using a different setup. Also kind of because it's more of just a monitor on a desk rather than a triple monitor setup, and this allows us to target the audiences that have both really nice gaming setups and kind of the basic gaming setups. So mine's a bit elaborate, it's got LED lights and everything, whereas Fran's is just a desk on a monitor on a desk. So therefore we're managing to target 2 different types of gamers there. And we'll probably also use television monitors, stuff like that, just anything really that the character can go through. So we'll probably use televisions in the living rooms or in shops or something like that, just to make the character go through them, because the more places we can find, the more interesting we should be able to make it. Other things we're going to be using are a keyboard and a mouse. So this is my PC's wireless mouse, we're probably going to be using that, and also this keyboard that is down here. This is my spare keyboard, and so we're going to be putting those in the fridge as well, along with one of the PC cases we're going to be using. And actually I've got the PC case here, so I might as well present it. So here is a PC case we're going to be using, as well as the mouse and the keyboard. And we're going to be putting them in the production as another extra gaming setup, just to make it look better and look nicer. And it should actually work really well, but it will help us add to the comedy aspect. Yeah, so, you know, having these extra components and parts we can put, well not components, having these extra peripherals on the PC that we can use to put in the fridge actually means we can actually manage to use the technique that we want to use to attract our target audience. Speaking of that, we also want to use fridges as the joke of keeping your stuff cool, and also to put the Doritos and Mountain Dew in as another bit of a comedy aspect, because who puts Doritos in a fridge? So it's just that sort of stuff. We want to be looking towards doing that sort of stuff. So we're going to use 2 fridges, my fridge and Fran's fridge, and then we'll use those for the 2 different locations. Another set of props we're going to be using is this sword here. It's actually a prop sword, just very blunt both ends. So we're going to be using this sword here, and also a prop gun that I can't show you right now because my nephew has it. But yeah, so we're going to be using these because these are typical fighting weapons in games, and therefore we can use them to represent any sorts of fight scenes in games, whatever that might be. And so basically we plan to have the sword in the main character's room, which is this room at the end, and we'll have it like kind of lying down outside to make it seem like it's the game room rather than the actual room of the character. And we also are going to use the gun because we're going to have a scene where he's practicing with a gun and he kind of shoots just some random game AI. Right, so those are the main props we plan to use in the life hack. Obviously we'll be using other stuff, but that'll just be kind of, you know, typical clothing, you know, such as what I'm wearing now, but it'll probably be the clothing that Nat wears most commonly, because that relates to the target audience's main sort of idea of what they wear for clothing. Because if we take what a gamer wears naturally, then that should kind of, other gamers might be able to relate to that, hopefully. So they'll be like, oh yeah, I like that outfit, whatever it might be. But it's just that sort of stuff. We're going to be using these, everything I've just said, as the main props. There's obviously going to be stuff on the side that we'll be using as well.